And we have finally made it. The NFL regular season is back. What is going on, y'all? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL talking, a little Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan or just an NFL fan at large, make sure to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button down below and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on my post notifications because I talk a lot of football on this channel and you don't want to miss out. And make sure you're notified so you don't miss out on those videos because I do post very often. While you're at it, make sure also go ahead and follow me on my social media. Links down below and on the screen from my Twitter, my Instagram. You guys can reach out to me on there, ask questions, debate, whatever it is, whatever you guys need. I'm here for you. So we're finally here. We finally made it through the entire offseason, and the NFL regular season is here, okay? We're just about 2 weeks away. But I did not want to wait any longer because the preseason's almost over and I wanted to go ahead and get started. So like I mentioned, as I did the previous year, I'm going to be doing the Bears preview and recap videos for every single Bears game. So again, more reason for you guys to subscribe to the channel for that. So we're going to start, of course, with the Green Bay Packers, game number 1 for the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to break this game down from every angle, every which way, give you guys keys that I have for the Chicago Bears and talk about what the Bears need to do to get a W in this game. And also, I'm going to give you guys a final score prediction at the end of what I believe happens in this game. So a lot to get to, a lot to talk about. Make sure, again, you guys are subscribed to the channel. Let's start and get into it. So as mentioned, I will be giving you guys 3 keys for the Bears to win this game and give you a final score prediction at the end. So stick around for that. But before I do so, let's quickly talk about and recap what happened last year versus the Green Bay Packers. So this is the season opener, not just for the Bears and the Packers, but for the entire NFL. It's the first game of the NFL season, so I am hyped for it. I can't wait. And last year, the Bears also opened their season against the Green Bay Packers. If you guys remember, that was in Lambeau in Green Bay. This is going to be in Chicago at Soldier Field. And Bears fans know very well what happened in that Week 1 game against the Packers, in which Aaron Rodgers hurt his knee but made a miraculous comeback. And the Bears looked primed like they were going to win that game. Khalil Mack had the game of his life. But Aaron Rodgers comes back from that knee injury and just absolutely annihilates the Bears. Defense goes off for 3 touchdowns. The most important one to Randall Cobb, who absolutely went off in that game. He's no longer on the Packers. I'll get to that in a second. And the rest is history. The Bears win that game, lose that game to the Packers 24-23. But then the second game of the season, I believe it was around like week 15 or something, the Bears did get revenge on the Packers, and they actually got enough revenge in the fact that they were able to clinch the NFC North with the victory over the Packers in that game. 24-17 was the final score, and Aaron Rodgers did not have a very good game. Didn't throw a touchdown. His interception streak actually got ended in that game as Eddie Jackson picked him off. Mitch Trubisky had a pretty good game. So Bears won 1-1 last year versus the Packers. Okay, so 2 very close and exciting games, and there was a lot on the line really for both games. So let's talk about what needs to happen now this time around in the first game of the season for the Bears. So let's start with the first key for the Chicago Bears. So key number 1 for the Chicago Bears: either shut down Davante Adams or shut down everybody else. It's just that simple, folks. So last year, Davante Adams absolutely destroyed in the second game. I believe he had about 118 yards, like 9 catches. So he absolutely destroyed. But the Bears won that game. Why? Because they were able to stop everybody else. The second leading receiver for the Packers was actually their running back, Jamal Williams. So we let Aaron Rodgers throw to Davante Adams, but we said, okay, you're not getting anybody else. And again, Bears were able to pull out that game and get the victory. And Aaron Rodgers, even though Davante Adams got a lot of yardage, had no touchdowns. So Aaron Rodgers finished with 0 touchdowns in that game, actually had an interception. Went 25 for 42 for about 274 yards. Not a very good game for Aaron Rodgers. Now you compare that to the Week 1 game against the Green Bay Packers, in which we basically let Davante Adams have a decent game, 5 catches, I believe, for 88 yards. But then we also let the others have a good game. Randall Cobb absolutely went off. 9 catches, 142 yards. You guys know the game-winning touchdown. So that can't happen, okay? So here's the plan this time around. Either you basically let Davante, get what he wants, but you basically shut down everybody else, or you shut down Davante Adams, cut the, snake at its head, and, hopefully that works out for you. Either which way, there needs to be a clear focus here. We all know how potent this Bears defense is. Our cornerbacks and our safeties are some of the best in the NFL with Kyle Fuller and Eddie Jackson. So I believe this can obviously happen. We need to make sure that Aaron Rodgers feels the pressure, throw into our secondary, because there's nowhere positive to throw every which way in our secondary. And we added Clinton Dix this year, who used to be on the Packers. So every which way on the secondary is going to be a bad option. So we need to make sure either we shut down Davante Adams or we shut down everybody else. Now let's move on to key number 2 for the Chicago Bears against the Packers, and that is the Bears offense needs to test the Packers defense. It's just that simple, folks, because here's the deal. Last year against the Packers, specifically, our passing offense, Mitch Trubisky, only 171 passing yards in the first game, and then 235 passing yards in the second game. Second game was a lot better. He threw 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, so you love that. But I need the Bears to be able to test this revamped Packers defense. And I say revamped because a lot of people feel like the Packers defense certainly improved this offseason, and they did add some pieces for sure. But I want to test it out. I want to see what the Packers defense looks like. I mean, their secondary, they're going to be starting Jair Alexander and Kevin King. They're very young cornerbacks. So I want Mitch to throw deep, test them out, use Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, Anthony Miller, our receivers, to be able to see what exactly, this Packers defense can do in terms of, what they added. We all know that Adrian Amos used to be on the Bears, is now the Packers. So they did add him at their safety position. Preston Smith, linebacker, they added him. Zadarius Smith as well. Another linebacker, they added him, and they drafted a lot of defensive players. Now, they also did lose Clay Matthews, who's now on the Los Angeles Rams, so you got to remember that. And then Bashaud Breeland, also they lost as well. So there's been a lot of moving parts with this Packers defense, and people tend to think that they've improved, and I will say that they might have improved a little bit, but certainly not to where I would consider the Packers defense elite by any standard. So let's test it. I want Mitch to throw the ball down the field. I want a running game to be involved. I want to see all facets of this offense utilized here, because here's the thing. To me, it's time to find the weak spot. I would bet that the secondary is it with those young corners, but they are still, very good corners. I'm not saying that they're not good, but let's test it out, because I don't want to play conservative. I want Matt Nagy to be able to utilize the full offense against the Packers defense and be able to exploit their weaknesses. So I need the Bears offense to not be conservative. They need to be aggressive. They need to push the ball down the field against a Packers defense that I still think has a lot to prove. Now, let's finally move on to key number 3 for the Bears, and that is make Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable, folks. And I had to save the best for last year with Aaron Rodgers. We can't mention the Green Bay Packers without talking about Aaron Rodgers, who makes that team go. But this might seem simple, and for the most part it is. But what do I mean by just uncomfortable? It's not just, of course, in the pocket and maybe outside the pocket. I'm talking about the fact that Aaron Rodgers, now with the new head coach and Matt LaFleur, has had to learn a whole new offense after being with Mike McCarthy for all those years. It's a brand new offense for Aaron Rodgers. So game number 1, with the first game you're going to implement the offense in, Bears got to be able to, make sure that Aaron Rodgers does not feel comfortable with the new offense. Okay, so last year, we know in the first game, had a great game when he came back from that knee injury, 286 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, through the game-winning touchdown. But then the second time around, like I mentioned, just 25 for 42, 274 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception. That is the type of game I need from Aaron Rodgers, because here's the thing. If Aaron Rodgers ends up throwing, 4 touchdowns in this game, 3-4 touchdowns, the Bears are going to lose. They're just going to lose, because at that point, that means Aaron Rodgers is making plays, and Aaron Rodgers is obviously feeling comfortable, and he is in a zone, and he is in a rhythm, and we do not want that. We don't want Aaron Rodgers to be in a rhythm. Make sure that he keeps looking at his blind side to make sure that the Bears pass rush is coming. The Packers revamped their O-line, added Billy Turner as well. So we want to put pressure on Aaron Rodgers on all angles. Like I already said with the secondary, there's no good place to throw. Let's pick your poison with Kyle Fuller, Eddie Jackson, Prince Mukamara. And then on the D-line, we all know with Khalil Mack putting pressure and the game that he had against the Packers last year, we know what he can do. But Akeem Hicks, guys like that, Roquan Smith. So this Bears defense needs to make Aaron Rodgers uncomfortable with just a new offense, inside the pocket, outside the pocket. That is where it all starts for the Green Bay Packers. They don't go with their defense like the Bears do with their defense. They start with Aaron Rodgers. He is the Green Bay Packers' entire team. So you got to make him uncomfortable, folks. And we saw last year what happens. Game 1, he goes off. Bears lose. The second game, he doesn't go off. The Bears win. The formula is just that simple. So there you have it with the keys. So now it is time for my prediction. So what do I have end up happening in this game, folks? And here's my thing. The Bears are at home. They've got the crowd behind them. It's the first game of the season. The Packers on the road, new coach, new offense, a lot of players in and out of that team. And the Bears, for the most part, coming back with the same nucleus of guys outside of course, Jordan Howard. But we've got our new dynamic rookie running back, David Montgomery. So I believe the Bears have enough and with home field advantage to win this game. I've got the Bears winning this game 27-24. And the best part about it is it's going to be a very close game, 3-point game. And I believe we win on a field goal. Yes, I believe we get revenge for the Packers ripping our hearts out in Green Bay, in Lambeau, in week 1 with that game-winning touchdown. And it's just going to be good karma for us now to be able to come back. And our new kicker, Eddie Pinheiro, I believe is going to nail the game-winning field goal to get us the victory against the Green Bay Packers, folks. The way our season ended last year against the Philadelphia Eagles on a missed kick by Cody Parkey on the double doink, I believe the complete opposite is going to happen in game 1 for the Bears as their kicker now hits the game-winning field goal. So there you have, folks, 27-24. It's going to be a close game. Opener for the NFL. I believe the Bears-Packers is going to put on a show. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys have winning this game? Comment down below with your reasonings, with your scores. I'll be reading all the comments, responding, and replying to everything. With that being said, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.